Hey Stampers, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Thanks for stopping by. If you've been with me for the last 2 days, you know that we are talking Seattle. This is video 3 of 3 in my series featuring Seattle, and I wanted to show you Seattle's softer side today. This card says, "Congratulations on your new Little Peanut," and it features stamps from Amuse Studios' Little Peanut stamp set. So, there's lots to cover here, a couple techniques, a little bit more complicated card, so let's get stamping. What I have here right in front of me is a 2.25 by 3.5 sugar panel, and on that panel I am going to stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black ink our little elephant from Little Peanut, or Hello Peanut. Little Peanuts, that's what it's called. Alright, and then we've got a little bird on the back of the elephant. That piece comes separately so you can have fun, put that anywhere you like. I like to stamp that one before I layer my paper pieces. That way, if you see his little legs went into the elephant's back, and that's okay because then it won't show. It'll be covered by the paper layers. Adding my sentiment, stamping lightly, even pressure, pick up straight. And now, to make our sweet little elephant, I've got a Quickie glue pen. Love this pen. It is ballpoint pen. It's great for precise adhesive application. The adhesive goes on blue and dries clear, so you know when it's going to be dry. It's a great glitter glue. Okay, so I put adhesive on my little gingham elephant, and all I did with that elephant was stamped it on the gingham cardstock and cut it out. Alright, so we'll adhere that down. And then same thing with the ear. I stamped the ear on the polka dot cardstock, trimmed it out, layer that up, and we've got this adorable little gingham elephant and its sweet little polka dot ear. Okay. So sugar cardstock, we're going to adhere that to a sage panel that's just a 1/4 inch bigger. So 2.5 by 3 3/4. Adhere it on the center. Okay. Again, we're doing a 4-bar card. Here's our Seattle cardstock. It's that same 3.5 by 10 scored at 5. We're making all 4-bar cards in this series. And there it is. Okay, I have a Copic marker. It's Y17, and I'm just going to give that little chick some color. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you at the end of the video how I did these little shadows around the elephant's feet. So we will first assemble the card, and then we'll do that little quick tidbit. Alright, I have a petite polka dot cardstock here. It's 2.25 by 3.5, and then I have a strip of sugar cardstock that I ran through my Big Shot and scalloped the edge. We've got a great set of scallop border dies. This is the smallest scallop in the set. You get 3 scallop sizes, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess here. Okay, the excess trimmed off, we can go ahead and adhere that little panel to the bottom of the card. Did it just maybe, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch tops from the bottom of that card. And let's see here. Why is it that when I'm doing the videos I can't put the pieces together straight? Alright, let me just fix that so it's not uphill. Okay, and then our little peanut. Add some adhesive on the back of her and apply it to the card. Now this little ribbon technique here, this little ribbon finish, I've got Amuse Studio Lime Satin Ribbon. It's just beautiful. That is a yummy ribbon. And some of this super sticky red adhesive tape. What we're going to do is run a line of this red adhesive tape all the way across the card front from edge to edge, about 1/4 of an inch down on that polka dot paper. And let me make sure you can see that. Do you see? And peel the release. And now to get this started, I'm going to take a little piece of that adhesive on the ribbon, and I'm going to fold the edge of the ribbon under and tape it down with a little piece of this super sticky tape. And then I'm going to adhere it to the card and make a little pleat. I'm going to run a ribbon across flat for a little over 1 inch. That'll leave room for our little paper flower. And then I'm going to keep on pleating that ribbon until I get about 1/2 inch from the opposite edge here. You can see that it's not quite all the way stuck down there. So I'm going to cut my ribbon away from the spool and then fold the edge underneath and tape it down to the card. That gives you a nice finished edge on both sides. There's your little ribbon treatment. Lastly, I took one of the Muse Studio Cosmos paper flowers and one of the Not Your Grandma's Bag of Buttons and made this pretty little flower here. The Muse Studio Cosmos come white, and you can color them with the ink pads, or you can color them with Copic markers, and that way you've got white flowers, and when you're ready to make a project, you can color up those flowers and they can always match your project. You don't have a whole bunch of flowers that would have matched a project that you didn't finish up, and then you're left trying to figure out how to use up those flowers. So I really like that about the Muse Studio flowers. They take ink fantastic, whether it's the Copic markers or the ink pads. There's a little button. I flossed it with some pink twine, adhered it with a glue dot, and there you go. There's your card. Last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of shadow underneath our elephant, and I do that by just very quickly, I swipe around the edge. I'm using a warm gray marker here, and I go all the way around my elephant, just tracing her, give her a shadow. I'll go around this bird a little bit here too. But it ends up being a stark line of ink all the way around her. So we're going to soften that up with the colorless blender. And you just work in circles, kind of dragging that color out away from the elephant. And it gives her just a soft shadow. It makes her look dimensional, like she's not just flat stamped on that card there. You're going to be kind of careful around the yellow. Make sure that you don't run the colors together. I colored on her head a little bit with some marker, so I just scribbled over it, and it'll push the color back into the cardstock and make it less noticeable. And then underneath her feet, we're going to start with some bigger dots, but we're just using the tip of the marker to make dots, smaller dots. And then lastly, we're going to take that colorless blender again and just dot over those warm gray dots. Little tiny dots. And kind of blend the shadow that you laid down around her into those dots. Soften the edges. And there she is. We'll do a couple more dots with the warm gray. There you go. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, email me at marissa@kitchentablestamper.com or leave a comment below and I'll get back to you.